Hi everyone, it's Natasha from AxelsonAcademy. We are adding into our Read Aloud playlist today. This is the Christmas book flood. Written by Emily Kilgore, and pictures are by Kitty Moss. Darkness blankets the land, covering forests and homes, mountains and bookshops. Overhead, northern lights dance and curtsy across a cold, black sky. Families snuggle their homes, sprinkling autumn terrain with pockets of warmth. Soon, snow will fly as the book flood draws closer. On the 24th of December, people gift books as a sign of love, of hope during a dark time of year. Reading is magic when you have the right book. So people plan and they dream, they sneak and they search for books to give loved ones and families and friends. With jittery wonder, they scan over covers and circle their favorites. It's almost time. So many new books, it's so hard to choose. Stories get lost in, to laugh at, to share. Big books, small ones, thick and thin. New tales, old histories, fantastic and true. People face winter's bite and rush to the store under street lamps that show off the twirling snowflakes. There's laughter and hope and holiday cheer, bright twinkling lights, hot cocoa, soft music, clouds of warm breath, tight hugs of hello, the soft crunch under boots as they trudge through fresh snow. The strong smell of books unfurls at the door, a gush of excitement, just hours remain. Shoppers glide through the aisles of towering shelves. They whisper and giggle and bubble with glee. A clock chimes nearby, it's time to head home, but then at long last, a surge of relief, could it be that one there, tucked just out of sight? Yes, that magical book to bring loved ones joy. Clutching bags closely, their thrill overflowing, people hurry and scurry through carols and bells and rush the books home, wrap them as gifts, and wait. Then finally, it's finally time. Families gather together, love billows and swells. They pull back the tape, untangle the ribbons, then pore over treasures and marvel together. New worlds and adventures, etched across pages, bound between covers. As stars glitter above and light fills the room, now it is time for the best part of all. With blankets and pillows, loved ones and warmth, they sip their hot chocolate and read, 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 read. The book flood spreads. On the last page, we have an author's note that explains this is a tradition in Iceland. And the author's father took a trip to Iceland and came back telling all sorts of information that he had learned. And one of the favorite things that this author found out about Iceland was the tradition of, on Christmas Eve, giving books to each other and staying in for the evening and reading. So it says here, Iceland isn't the only place where people give books on Christmas Eve. What makes the Icelandic tradition unique, though, is how many people gift books and what they do after opening them. With a bar of chocolate or a mug of hot chocolate, People read all night long. So if you're doing something about traditions, this would be a wonderful book to add into your reading. There's also a lot of details in the illustrations here that you could point out. For example, I saw an owl, I think on every page, but at least on most of them. You could find the owls, and these are great, just like things to look for in the illustrations that keep children engaged. Let's read it again because we love this book so much. And this time, let's look for the owl on each page. Or this time, let's count how many dogs are in the pictures. And if you look through, there were a lot of cats and dogs. So here's a dog, here's a cat. You could do all sorts of animal. Here's another one of our owls. You could count how many books are in here. Of course, there are stacks and stacks of books. That might be a lot of counting. But when we're working on our pre-reading skills, having that interaction with an illustration that tells part of the story is very important. Here's more of our dogs here. Oh my goodness. And you might talk, oh, here's a cat. This is so interesting. So not only do you get the written story, but we can also see what information is provided to us outside the written words. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.